Hey, y'all know on the fly high, it's cool and smooth as young nigga doing this shit, y'all. Yeah. Same look, nigga, big pistol in the field block.
What's happening with the gang? Y'all tuned in with Huncho Faith, and we back with another video. You did? Hey man, we back with part 6 of this murder in Moncler. I don't want to make the intro too long. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all also get at me on my Instagram, and make sure y'all turn on post notifications. That way y'all know when I'm dropping videos. All right? But yeah, gang, let's get back into it, cause I know we ain't seen it in a little minute. I hope y'all not watching nothing without me. You feel me? I hope y'all not. We back here though. Let me take it back just a little bit. So.
Criminals from their neighborhood at a young age when from their neighborhood at a young age when they really don't know any better. It's truly unfair that some of these communities in the poorer areas of the Bronx have young people growing up with a complete lack of positive role models, and as a result, through no fault of their own, they're being groomed and pressured into a violent gang lifestyle that they might not fully appreciate until it's too late. Fortunately, music is providing a route for some of these young men to build legitimate careers and get out of the cycle of violence once and for all. And so, in the month that followed the bloody summer in the Bronx in 2021, it would appear that K-Flock would cash in massively off of the back of the anthems that he was creating about living this dangerous lifestyle, landing him the opportunity of a lifetime that sadly, he seemingly would go on to squander. The week after Raji's was murdered in the back of a cab in the Bronx, K-Flock would be seen on social media lounging by a pool, far from the deadly war on his block back home. It would appear that K-Flock had been traveling to meet various major record labels that were interested in signing him, with rumors swirling that he had eventually inked a deal with Capitol Records, allegedly worth as much as $3 million. The major record labels had seen...
Anybody else notice they put J-Flock? Well connected into the industry and heard from someone close, J-Flock signed to Capitol Records. Wonder how they will do stuff with the Menace. J-Flock. Let's do better, guys.
Allegedly worth as much as $3 million. The major record labels had seen the meteoric rise of drill music in other cities in the United States, New York included, with the rise of Pop Smoke and the Brooklyn drill movement creating massive profits for the label that signed him, regardless of whether or not he was even alive to see his success. In fact, with the recent massive success of posthumous album releases, it seems that for a lot of these major labels, a dead artist is way more profitable than a living one. But that's a whole other video. Anyway, a month after being spotted out of state, supposedly signing a big money record deal, on August the 16th, 2021, K-Flock would release one of his biggest songs to date, Is You Ready? Sporting licensing info that would confirm to the industry that K-Flock's music was now the property of UMG on behalf of Capitol Records. And this Capitol Records assisted banger was Bronx drill in its truest form. Is You Ready is a lyrical onslaught, and one of the most aggressive drill tracks to come out of the city. K starts the track yelling that he is going to shoot and kill every single op. He says, "Don't run, don't trip," in an apparent reference to K-Dub or Dubski, who was shot by masked gunmen while attempting to flee in September 2020. But it was the disses aimed at his own cousin D-Thang of the YGs that would make this track stand out to a lot of people following this beef. Because the opening line of K-Flock's verse would be so savage, it would become one of the most iconic and dark lines in Bronx drill history, with K-Flock saying, "I could do him like Ice did Sonny." This is a reference to the movie Paid in Full, where Ice, Sonny's uncle, sets him up to be kidnapped and killed. K-Flock is essentially referring to his own relative and cousin D-Thang, saying that he would set him up and kill him just like happened in the movie. From here, he would go...
See, that's some pretty deep beef. That's some pretty deep beef, you feel me? To, say your dead ass kill your cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like, to just straight up say that and mean it, and like, whenever y'all see each other, it's really on sight. That's crazy to me, bro. Like, that's some deep ass beef, bro. Deeper than a fuck too. I don't be trying to go back too far, y'all.
Relative and cousin D-Thang, saying that he would set him up and kill him just like happened in the movie. From here, he would go on to drop a number of foreshadowing lines referencing his habit of carrying and shooting guns whilst wearing designer clothes, shooting ops in public, and going on to diss E-Dot, saying that he ain't on...
They can low-key use this song against him in court. I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. Because it says right here, I'm in fashion, I bet I'll still up it. You feel me? They can, y'all already know how the court get down, bro. K-Flock being locked up, to really give him some crazy time, you feel me? Yeah, they can definitely dig into this and be like, well, you said this in this song and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, like, bullshit, you know?
diss E-Dot, saying that he ain't on nothing, along with a gunshot ad-lib. K-Flock would even swear on J-Rip K's life that he had his ops ducking from gunshots. Flock would ironically go on to say that his ops should stop putting names in their songs, despite having insulted several people by name in the lines leading up to this. He even says that women can get shot in this beef, an apparent reference to Delilah and other females who have been caught in the crossfire during this deadly feud. Now, this song made a huge splash in the Bronx drill scene, but the majority of the attention was on that lyric where K-Flock essentially says that he would smoke his own cousin D-Thang, with many people in complete disbelief that somebody would publicly declare an intention to take the life of their own cousin. This bar was getting so much attention that even D-Thang would go live after the song dropped, addressing the lyric in comical fashion, suggesting that there's going to be an awkward conversation with his auntie now.
He ain't related to me.
Like Ice did this, Sonny. Can't wait to see Auntie now. Huh. Just gonna learn today, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all niggas stop playing with me, bro. Gangsta, bro.
Clearly, the war of words between these two sides was escalating by the minute. And now, seemingly encouraged by a major record label deal, the more disrespectful the music was, the more money there was to be made. And this would only encourage more responses.
That's the algorithm, though. You feel me? If you dissing heavy in your songs, you got the title, it say somebody name that everybody know is an op, and you know they dissing them, you gonna get more money off that shit. Just because people love to see the beef, bro. People love to see the drama. Sadly, though, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a sad situation when it really get tricky, but that's what brings the money in. I'm not gonna cap.
Was the more money there was to be made. And this would only encourage more responses and disses from every side of the war. On August the 19th, 2021, CJ Goon releases his song, How You Every O Shot, with the main concept of the track calling out ops for claiming responsibility for every OY or OG's member who's been shot as part of this war. They'd go on to say that they're going to kill D-Thang and Drilly Bop or dance on his coffin. Shari K says that they're always going to diss Wu Lottie, and another O-affiliated rapper named 30 says that he's smoking Wu Lottie too. A few days after that song drops, on August the 24th, Raji's posthumous song called Real Facts releases. And despite Raji's having lost his life, this track that's filled with K-Flock disses and dead op smoking is still released, just showing that for even people that had already lost their lives as part of this war, the disrespectful music that they leave behind, dissing the other side, is still weaponized to provoke their ops, even if they're not here anymore. However, it would be the following month when perhaps the most provocative song in Bronx drill history would be released. After being publicly dragged by his cousin K-Flock, D-Thang would get into the studio and cook up a diss track with a famous sample that was bound to get attention, combining a very well-known and famous song with incredibly disrespectful lyrics that were so offensive, many people said that this song was the Bronx version of Who I Smoke. On September the 21st, D-Thang would drop his song Opponent, his own remix to Kanye West's Power. This wasn't the Who I Smoke contender yet, but just a quick warm-up, and D-Thang's first opportunity to respond to some of K-Flock's comments in his track Is You Ready? D-Thang dropped lyrics saying, I know he my cousin and I love him to death, but I just don't give a F. K-Flock, unimpressed by this response, would mock D-Thang in an Instagram comment, reposting those lyrics along with a laughing face. But that song really was just a warm-up for the main event, because on September the 28th, 2021, D-Thang and the YGs would release their song Talk Facts, a track which uses a booming UK drill beat along with a sample of the famous song Somebody I Used to Know by Gautier. This beat was incredible, and if you know the sample, it's immediately recognizable. But just like the ATK rappers from Jacksonville had used the catchy sample of Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles to get everybody singing along with lyrics all about dead ops, D-Thang did the same thing, using this sample to deliver an onslaught of offensive and disturbing lyrics aimed at his rivals. The track had D-Thang and his goons yelling to suck his D in the background throughout the song that literally made me feel like I was standing on a Bronx street. He would use his regular catchphrase, never put an O before his Y, to diss the OYs and OGs. He rebuffed CJ Goon's earlier lyrics, threatening him on the track How You Every O Shot. He says once again that he's smoking on Yellow, Noah, and Diddy. He disses B-Love and Shari K. He disses numerous deceased people from Highbridge. He says he's trying to kill OY members and Jiggies, aka OGs. He says he's smoking Ty Benji. He says anybody that's YGK will be put in a box. And then in the second verse, Band OGs says that they're shooting and stabbing OGs. He disses fallen member Benji, and even says that Shah EK's sister got shot, saying that if that was him, he would have retaliated already and be wearing prison shoes right now. And then on verse 3, T-Dot names numerous ops that he claims have been beaten up. He says that he's looking for Blockwork, a rapper from Sugar Hill who claims OY. He says that he'll shoot CJ Goon and he doesn't care if they're cousins either. He also disses fallen rivals Diddy, Benji, and UE. Wee and Dougie B claiming that he was shot. Now, this song was a huge helping of disrespect, but
This song was hella disrespectful. I'm like, gang, go check it out. I reacted to it on the channel, man. You'll get it over there. You feel me?
Was huge. Today, it's one of the most viewed Bronx drill tracks ever, sitting comfortably over 10 million views, which isn't bad, especially considering that the producer doesn't seem to have officially cleared the sample on this beat, as Talkfax is nowhere to be found officially on Spotify. And it's entirely possible that D-Thang made absolutely no money off this track. But regardless, the song cemented D-Thang's place as a leading voice in the Bronx drill scene, all seemingly without any major label support. But as the war of words continued on the tracks,
They better run, bro, his bread back for that. What the fuck?
so too did it continue in the streets. And only a day after Talkfax was released, another young man associated with the Bronx drill scene on K-Flock's side would lose their life again in the most
SeatGeek presents Boomstick Lady. SeatGeek helps her find the perfect seat so she can sit.
most tragic circumstances. On the 29th of September 2021, a Rolling 80s Crip affiliate, 16-year-old Nas Roller, real name Nasiah Sanchez, who had allegedly mocked the deceased YG's member Rajiz in a
Called Rah phone, but he didn't answer. Nah, Set and my y'all did that.
Facebook post, was standing on a busy street with another man on East 187th Street near Prospect Avenue, just across the street from where J-Rip had been killed. In the middle of the day at 12:50 p.m., two men jumped out of a Honda Accord, opening fire, shooting him in the head and chest. Nas would lay in the street surrounded by shocked members of the public and emergency medical staff who would desperately try and save his life. But they were sadly unsuccessful, with Nas later passing away in St. Barnabas Hospital. But to make things worse, this incredibly tragic scene was recorded by members of the public and posted to social media, showing the awful extent of this brazen attack in front of dozens of members of the public, a clip that's once again way too raw to show you here.
My thing is, why the fuck pull out your phone and start recording if you see somebody in fear of their life? Not even necessarily in fear of their life, but if you see somebody in danger, why pull out your fucking phone and record it? Why not call the police or do something? You know what I'm saying? Try to ease the situation, or you know, if dudes got guns on them or something, you see it, I'll never encourage you to walk up to somebody with if you ain't got someone yourself. You feel me? But if you see the predicament is like, okay, they ain't got no weapon, whoop-de-whoop, don't just pull out your fucking phone, bro, and record. Like, come on, man.
This was a truly disturbing scene, and much like other stories I've covered surrounding Chicago drill, where brazen assassins would kill ops in broad daylight, one of the sadder and overlooked consequences of this is that dozens of members of the public are forced to witness these heinous crimes, being left traumatized in the process, driving home just how little care there is for human life and the welfare of others when it comes to these deadly gang wars. After Nas passed away, K-Flock would pay tribute to his fallen friend. However, his enemies would be less caring, with some people circulating Nas's earlier post, mocking the fact that Rajiz can no longer answer the phone, suggesting that Nas also now can't answer the phone. D-Thang and other YGs would go on to mock Nas on social media following the news.
We smoking Nas!
Yo,
It's my brother Nas!
With D-Thang even going as far to make a post suggesting that Nas had been sacrificed, with others making posts tributing Rajiz, and in case this wasn't obvious enough already, this really isn't anything to glorify. We've got teenagers on both sides celebrating the deaths of 16-year-old kids. The cycle just never seems to end. One minute you've got one side mocking the death of Rajiz, while others are mourning him, and with only a few months, those who were mocking Ra are mourning Nas, and vice versa. It really is a vicious cycle with no winners. And at this point in the story,
no wins at all, bro. Like, real shit. That's why I say, you know what I'm saying? If you choose to gang bang or do any of that shit, bro, make sure you aware of what you putting yourself into. Please, bro. Don't just be doing it for the trend. Don't do it just because it look cool. Don't do it just because you're going to get bitches. Don't do it just because you're going to get money. You know what I'm saying? Like, really be about what you getting into, bro. I'm telling y'all, that shit get tricky, and when it get tricky, you can't get out no trick bag, bro. It's gonna take a minute to get out that motherfucker. I'm telling you.
The one person with the best chance of making it out of this alive is K-Flock, with his success in music truly being the golden ticket out of this dangerous environment. However, as we'd soon find out, even with his record deal, the fame and the money that comes with it, he would remain far too close to the streets even with his newfound success, ultimately putting himself in a compromised situation that could lead to him losing everything. K-Flock was supposed to go industry, But sadly, he remained in these streets. Only a month after the tragic loss of his friend Nas Roller, K-Flock would find himself in a very different environment to the street beefs that he was used to, being invited to play at the 2021 Rolling Loud show in New York. However, in the lead up to this appearance, K-Flock had been going back and forth with another Bronx rapper called Ron Suno. Less of a gangbanger and more influencer-turned rapper, Ron Suno had been claiming that he was the first person in the Bronx to start rapping over UK drill-inspired beats. With a viral Instagram story circulating in the lead up to this, where Ron Suno appeared to disrespect other Bronx drill artists, suggesting that they owe him for starting this current trend that all the Bronx drill rappers were benefiting from. And well, when these two bumped into each other backstage at Rolling Loud, despite being at a legitimate and professionally organised festival, essentially at work, at a place of business, professional artists being paid professional fees to perform at a professional music festival, both sides decided to lower the tone and bring some Bronx street shit to this legitimate environment. With a confrontation between these two and their entourages escalating after a punch was thrown, before you know it, it was an all-out mass.
Ooh. Ooh. Not my boy K-Fly getting off. Hold on.
After a punch was thrown, before you know it, it was an all-out mass brawl backstage at Rolling Loud, with the NYPD themselves even struggling to break up this huge fracas. After the incident, K-Flock would post numerous times to his Instagram story, claiming to have beaten the poop out of Ron Suno and his crew. Now, he might not have realised it, because he was too busy trying to play the tough guy, but this was honestly a really bad look for K-Flock. This was one of his first big opportunities in the mainstream rap game. And what does he do? He ends up in a massive brawl, likely never getting booked to play Rolling Loud again.
This is what I'm saying. Be smart, bro. When you see that you on the way somewhere and you see that you making, bro, start making better decisions for the sake of your own self, bro. Please. Do not sit here and start delving into more dumb shit just because. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, all that, bro. Fuck all that. Get a bag, bro. Don't even sit here and waste your time on shit like that, bro. Please.
Big opportunities in the mainstream rap game. And what does he do? He ends up in a massive brawl, likely never getting booked to play Rolling Loud again. And this shows just how wild he was continuing to move at this point in his career. The only problem is, his antics were just making him more and more popular. Many people hadn't even heard of K-Flock until they saw the viral clips of that mass brawl going on backstage at Rolling Loud. And as the days went by, K-Flock just continued to go more and more viral, with his name rapidly becoming part of the mainstream rap conversation. And much like rappers coming out of the Brooklyn drill scene before him, K-Flock was also hitting the mainstream and going viral with his amazing dance moves. His Getting Sturdy dance move, a trend first brought to the masses by the likes of Pop Smoke, but taken to the next level by K-Flock, would become hugely popular on TikTok. And a compilation of his most sturdy moments, uploaded to YouTube in November 2021, would prove
Them be them real fans. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make a whole compilation video, pull a clip from every video you done made, every live you done been on, dancing or doing whatever, and they gonna make a whole video just about you, bro. Yeah, I hope I get me some like little fans like that. Want to make me some edits or something. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. Shit, I ain't got nothing against it.
To love. And off the back of all of this attention, K-Flock and his team would capitalize and continue building momentum for his music career. On November the 5th, he drops his hotly anticipated DOA mixtape, much boosted by the release of the remix of his track Being Honest, that came with a guest appearance from Chicago drill legend G Herbo. But at a certain point, if you're known for gang activity and things start going a little bit too good for you, it doesn't take long for the cops to start looking into your situation. Eventually, K-Flock's movements would attract the attention of the NYPD, who probably weren't the biggest fans of Bronx drill at this point. In the weeks that followed, multiple Bronx drill rappers would find themselves in hot water with the police. In fact, on November the 14th, 2021, both K-Flock and D-Thang would find themselves being picked up by the law, with D-Thang catching a gun charge and being sent to Rikers Island, all while K-Flock was getting arrested the same day for apparently having a gun in his shoe in a scene that was caught on camera and uploaded to social media.
I got going crazy like that, huh? Show it to her. I'm wilding out. Huh? Free the flock, man.
Free the flock.
You're wilding, man.
After both rappers found themselves behind bars, D-Thang would call in from jail, telling listeners that he was high off Noah, seemingly still able to access high-grade smoke from inside a jail cell.
I know what's going on, man. Bring me up the fucking rock. What's going on? And I'm smack right now. What am I? Dad! Word of I'm smack. I ain't gonna lie, I'm smack.
D-Thang would eventually bail out on a $200,000 bond, around the same time that K-Flock would also be released. And you'd think with all of this extra heat and attention, K-Flock would keep a low profile. But no. After getting out, K-Flock is seen whipping a Lamborghini Urus, apparently spinning the block looking for D-Thang after he made bail. And a day after this, seemingly in response, YG's, Kev G's, and Yus G's would also be seen on social media apparently spinning through Sev's side.
Like Nazi dad, the monkey gone, like I'm on a strip, like.
Now, this wouldn't be a great look for either side, with it likely bringing even more police attention to them. Within a week of these clips coming out, on December 4th, D-Thang would be arrested once again after a traffic stop, and this time bail would not be an option. So while his top op was locked up in Rikers Island, K-Flock would be out free and living the high life, continuing to drive recklessly in that Lamborghini truck and filling his trunk with designer goods from Louis Vuitton and, yes, Amiri. Sadly, it would be K-Flock's Amiri jeans that would come back to haunt him, and that very designer drip that he had been so proud to flex would make him the key suspect in a brazen broad daylight murder that would take K-Flock off the streets at the very height of his career.
Like, come on, Flock. Come on now, Flock.
On December 16th,
Alright, gang. We got 13 minutes left on this one. We got about 13 minutes, so 12, whatever. We got about 12, 13 minutes left on this video. So let's see how many likes we can get. Cause y'all be going on the up on the likes. I'll be like 20, but I got like 50. So shit. Last part we gotta film, bro. This is the last part, part 7. Let's say we're gonna get 60 likes. 60 likes and dropping the last part, bro. 60 likes. So make sure y'all liking the video, bro. I love y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tapping in with me, bro. Got hella videos to do, you feel me? Much love to y'all, man. I'm out this thing, man.
Hey, y'all know on the fly how it's cool and smooth as y'all niggas doing this shit, y'all. Yeah. Same look, nigga, big pistol in the field block.